Good evening, Anup, Shravana, Sandhya, and Chandana. Is my voice audible? Yes, yes. Hope you all are, doing your preparation well. And so, in the first class, we started the basic information regarding NEP 2020. What was the background work before NEP 2020, and when the committee was, you know, um, started. Just give me 1 second. I'll share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Is my screen is visible? Can anyone confirm? Yes. Thank you, Chandana. So maybe if you have any known friends who are applying and who are preparing for EMRS or any other teacher recruitment post, it might be a KVS or NBS or state level recruitments. Please do inform them and ask them to utilize these services since these are freely available with live as well as in the recorded versions, so they can comfortably utilize. As you all aware, we are providing classes in the live platform as well as the same thing is available in the YouTube channel in recorded version. And to access the notes, we have our own app, Tej Academy app, which you can download it from the Play Store. And in the Play Store, we are going to provide notes for all the concerned subjects. And as per your requirement, you can access the digital notes. And coming to the channel and number of people subscribed, and in the group approximately more than 160 candidates are available, but still hardly some 20-30 people have subscribed the YouTube channel. So I request all the candidates who are going to watch this video to subscribe the channel to get first notification to you. Let us move to the today's topic. In the previous class, we discussed some basic details regarding NEP 2020. That's regarding the background work before NEP 2020, and also NEP 2020 committee, draft committee, when it was established and what was the time period given initially and how many times it was extended, and when they submitted the NEP policy draft. So all these we had a discussion in the first day. And today we are going to continue with the next part of the NEP, the school education. So NEP mainly, focusing on four different areas. There are four different components in the NEP. Another, the first component is regarding school education. Again, in school education, it is further divided into different chapters. In that, the first chapter we are going to discuss today, that is ECC, Early Childhood Care and Education. You all might be, listening this ECCE. You might have heard about ECCE multiple number of times. So early childhood care and education, which is the foundation of learning, the basic stage of learning. What is exactly ECCE? What is exactly ECCE includes? So previously it was including a different age group. Now, as per NEP 2020, as per NEP 2020, ECCE includes the children from birth to 8 years, that is 0 to 8 years age group. So early childhood care and education is generally defined as the care and education of children from birth to 8 years, 0 to 8 years span. Please do remember this is 0 to 8 years span. As we all know, every human being, we start learning from birth itself. So our learning process will commence, our learning process will start immediately at birth. From birth itself, our learning process is going to start. Maybe there is a possibility to ask true or false, or maybe the correct or incorrect statements. So the learning process for any child commences immediately at birth. Since it is going to start from birth, so the early years, the first 8 years, the early life of any individual is very, very crucial, very, very important to make the foundation of lifelong, learning process. So first 8 years of child life are very important, very critical, that are going to be playing a major role in lifelong well-being and overall growth and development of all dimensions of a human being. That includes physical domain, cognitive, and socio-emotional domains. So why NEP is stressing on ECCA? The reason is you can see the early years are going to form the base. When base is structurally planned, or when base is very strong, automatically we can construct many more on that. So in those aspects, the education policy 2020 started its journey with ECCE. The document itself started its journey with ECCE. During these 8 years, the first 8 years, the brain development of an individual is very rapid, it seems. So, in fact, many neurological evidences, neuroscience evidences are providing evidences that over 85% of an individual brain, so our 85% of the brain development occur by the age of 6 years, it seems. So we can feel the importance of early childhood care and education. So for any individual, 85% of brain development is going to happen by the age of 6, before 6 years age. But as per previous education system, a child used to enter into the class, a child used to enter into the school at the age of 6 years from first class. So from this, ECCE is having its own importance in everybody's life. So the most current research demonstrates that children under the age of 8 years, generally the children under the age of 8 years, they may not be able to follow linear instructionalized education. Linear means like, a structured education pattern, like a instructional oriented education pattern is not followed, or maybe it is very difficult to follow by children with the age group of 8 years and lesser than that. Like in a general school where there is a rigid curriculum, a textbook, a particular syllabus, such kind of textbook based curriculums may not be appropriate for the children below the age of 8. So research is providing evidence that from the age of 8, about the age of 8 and from the age of 8, children will begin to adopt for this linear based learning or instruction based learning. So this also emphasize on what kind of curriculum we should follow till the age of 8. So the NEP is completely talking about ECCA because of its own prominent importance. Our brain development is happening almost 85% before the age of 6. And during this time, the child is not, aligned with the instructional based learning or in a single line trajectories, linear trajectories without much, diversification with a single method of instructions. Such process is very difficult to follow by a student of below 8 years. Global studies, some of the international studies also revealed the importance of ECCA, quality ECC. So global studies are saying if a country focus on quality ECCA, so it has its own long-term impacts. So some of the long-term impacts are mentioned here. It is very clearly evident that quality preschool education is strongly related with higher income. So a person with a quality preschool education is having high probability of getting a better income, it seems. And there is a high rate of home ownerships. They take responsibilities, home ownerships, and lower rate of unemployment, lower rate of crime, lower rate of arrest. So this is the research evidence from international level. Different countries have made different studies, and from that they have come to a conclusion that the quality ECCE is very very important to improve the income, to reduce the unemployment, to reduce the crime, to remove the inequalities, justice, injustice. And NEP strongly believes, NEP 2020 strongly believes ECCE is the greatest and most powerful equalizer. So, what do you mean by most powerful equalizer? Can anyone? Most powerful equalizer. So, here, powerful equalizer means so it can remove the current barriers which are available in the society: inequality, injustice, corruption. So, whatever the social barriers which we are facing, to reduce that, to remove that, NEP is exclusively stressing on ECC importance, a value-based curriculum. So NEP 2020 suggests the India, it is suggesting to our country, the India must invest on quality ECCE. India must invest more on quality ECCE for various reasons. Some of the reasons they listed out. Now, whatever points we discussed, they are clearly indicating the importance of ECC. But they also you know, made some more points for which the strong reasons for which the country should focus more on ECCE. Country should, invest more on ECCE. That is starting from brain development of a child to school preparedness. So from brain development, a proper brain development to you should be ready for school preparedness for overall improved learning outcomes. So for better learning outcomes, we should focus on ECCE. The country should invest more on ECCE for making more equality and justice. So equality, justice, to improve employability. So for all these reasons, countries should focus on ECCA, the prosperity and economic growth of the country. So they summarized overall, the India must focus more on ECCE. India must invest more on ECCE for below reasons. That is from brain development of a child to school readiness, school preparedness, improved outcomes of learning, and providing the equality, justice, and employability, and the better economic growth of the country. ECCE has its own importance. I hope I am clear on my version, Amma. Are you able to follow me? Are you able to understand? See, if you are able to follow these notes, almost you will be able to answer maximum questions based on the NEP. See, we try to create the content without missing even a single minute point. Because when it comes to a competitive exam, the question can be framed from any corner. So that cannot be guessed by you. So we should be prepared enough to answer all possible type of questions which are going to come in the exam. Are you able to understand? Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So under ECCE, what was the age group considered? Age group of the child considered? Under ECCE, up to which age group of the children considered under ECCE? Can anyone?
0 to 8 years.
Yes, it is 0 to
8
80.
years.
Okay. Yeah, please do remember this. So to strengthen the ECCE, to ensure the quality ECCE, what recommendations, what suggestions given by NEP 2020 to the country? So NEP 2020 made many policy suggestions to improve the quality ECCE or to ensure the quality ECCE for this group of children. So under that, the most important suggestions I have listed out here. The first one, NEP is suggesting to bring a strong curricular and pedagogical framework for early childhood education, ECC. Exclusively for ECC, they are expecting curriculum and framework need to be brought up. So that is their first suggestion and recommendation. And the second one, they are also, focusing on the facilities. What are the infrastructural facilities available for ECCE? A significant expansion need to be done and strengthening of the facilities for ECC. And the third one, the monitoring system. Now, at present or before 2020, the various levels of education are connected to, for example, if you take Anganwadi, that is under MWCD. When it comes to the school education, it is under MHRD. So the monitoring system is not under one person. It is not under one ministry. So NEP 2020 is suggesting is suggesting and recommending that the ECCE, the framework formation, curriculum framework formation, and its implementation, and other organizational issues need to be controlled and exercised by one ministry. That they are suggesting MHRD. Now you are calling it as MOE, Minister of Education. So previously it was MHRD. This is one more major suggestion they made to ensure the quality ACC. And the fourth one, design of learning and friendly environment. So when they are framing a curriculum, so what should be the nature of the curriculum? A design of learning friendly environments. So even when they're establishing a new infrastructural facilities, what should be the criteria, or what should be the requirements in that particular schools, either Anganwadi centers or Balvatikas? Professionalization of high quality educators of ECCE. So the people who are engaging this 0 to 8 years teachers, either Anganwadi candidates or preschool candidates, need to be trained. So professionalization of high quality educators. This is also one of the recommendations suggested by NEP. And creating demand from stakeholders of ECCE. So here stakeholders includes it is parent, institutions together. So the government of India should create demand from stakeholders of ECCE. That is also one recommendation to deliver quality of ECCE. And finally, extension of RT Act, Right to Education Act, to include early childhood education also. So we are going to discuss in detail about each one of these area. So I just gave you in a broader outline. So total, you can see different recommendations by NEP. So almost you can see 7 recommendations given by NEP 2020 to enhance the quality of ECCE. They believe that if they follow this, uh, they are going to ensure the quality ECCE. So let us see the first one, curriculum and pedagogical framework. So NEP committee and NEP 2020 believed that there is a need to bring a new curricular and pedagogical framework exclusively for ECC. And this responsibility, preparing curriculum as well as pedagogical framework for ECCE responsibility, they have given to NCERT. They suggested that NCERT should take the responsibility of preparing national curriculum frameworks for ECCE. So please do understand these are recommendations given by NEP 2020 to the government of India, that is under MHRD department. We will also see what is the current status of these recommendations. So I am presenting now the NEP 2020 suggestions or recommendations which are given to MHRD. And we will also see whether these suggestions are implemented or not as of today. So these suggestions were given in the 2019 for the 2020 year. Now we are in 2025. So 5 years of the down the line, whether these suggestions are implemented or any changes happened in these suggestions, that we are also going to see after this slide. So the first thing regarding curricular and pedagogical framework, the responsibility was given to the NCERT. They believed NCERT should take up this responsibility to develop ECCE curriculum. And they also suggested this curriculum should focus on 2 different areas. So the ECCE curriculum should focus on 2 different areas. We all know ECCE stands for ECCE stands for 0 to 8 years. So in this 0 to 8 years, they made two parts. Part 1 is 0 to 3. So they are expecting NCERT to prepare a framework in two different parts. The first part includes 0 to 3 years old infants. So when it is 0 to 3 years old, here institutions will not come into the picture because the 0 to 3 year old kid will be purely at home at his own environment. So this guidelines, framework of guidelines will be intended for mainly parents as well as Anganwadi teachers or workers who are going to visit, and they may create the awareness among the public. So these are the stakeholders of this first part. And the second part is 3 to 8 years old, the remaining 3 to 8 years. So that is 5 years. So NCERT should prepare a curriculum framework for ECCA in two different parts. The first stage is for 0 to 3 and the second stage is for 3 to 8 years. This 3 to 8 years old, as per NEP, new educational structure 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. You all might be aware of this 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 structure. In this, the first 5 is called as foundational stage. The first 5 years is called as foundational stage. They are going to start from third year to 8th year of the kid. So this second part, it includes for parents. It also includes for Anganwadi centers. It also includes for pre-primary schools and grade 1, grade 2 schools. So here, institutional part is also there. So mainly after 3 years, kid is going to come to an institution. So he is going to spend some time with the institution. So the second part is more towards the institutional guidance rather than parent-oriented guidance. This was the first suggestion proposed by NEP 2020 to the MHR. Am I clear on this first suggestion, Amma? Are you able to follow me? Yes, yes.
Yes,
Sometimes,
sir. Yes.
thank you, thank you. Sometimes you also give thumbs up or something like that so that I will also get some energy. Uh, for the first suggestion of NEP 2020, for the first recommendation of NEP 2020, we will also see what is the current status. So 5 years over, almost 2025, we are almost in the month of October. So almost in this 5 year span, what kind of improvement happened regarding the first suggestion? So regarding the first suggestion, yes, NCERT has taken the responsibility. They prepared a national curriculum framework, NCR, for foundational stage. So what is FS stands for? It is foundational stage. You all know foundational stage means it is 3 years to 8 years. First 5 in the structure of 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So we are discussing about the first 5 foundational stage. So what kind of curriculum need to be followed for these 5 years is prepared by NCERT during 2022. You see, the suggestion was made in 2020. In fact, the first draft was in the 2019. So from 2019 to release the policy, it took 2020. From there to prepare NCF foundational stage, it took 2 years. 2022, they released the NCF FS. Now, NCF FS, according to NCF FS, what is the major agenda as per the NEP guideline, NEP 2020 guideline? NCFFS was developed, and NEP 2020 says under ECCE, under ECCE, students or children with 3 to 6 years or 3 to 6 years should have a free, accessible, safe, education should be achieved by 2025. This is as per NEP 2020. If you see NEP 2020 document under ECCE, the objective of ECCE is to create a free, safe and active play-based learning ecosystem for 3 to 6 years by 2025. That is this year. Later, when they formed this NCFFS 2022, if you see NCFFS 2022 document, instead of 3 to 6 years, they made it as 3 to 8 years. The objective is same, but only the range of age is different. As per NEP 2020, they mentioned only 3 to 6 years age group. But NCFFS 2022 mentioned 3 to 8 years age group people should be achieved by 2025. This is very, very important point. Since we are in 2025, there is a high chance to ask this question in the exam. Yeah. So, according to the curriculum suggestion, the second point is satisfied because this is only for the age group 3 to 8. So, what about the 0 to 3? There are two parts in the curriculum, right? One, they should prepare for 0 to 3 years age group people, and the second one, 3 to 8. So, NCRT has prepared a curriculum framework for 3 to 8 group, that is for foundational stage. But what about the 0 to 3 years? Does NCRT prepare the curriculum? Any idea? Does NCRT prepare the curriculum for 0 to 3 years also? Let us see. So here, guidelines for 0 to 3-year-old framework was not prepared by NCRT. Please do remember when you read NEP 2020, yes, the responsibility, the mandate of NCRT is given very clearly that NCRT should prepare for 0 to 3 years and 3 to 8 years. But later, it was, shifted. It was shifted to the 0 to 3 years curriculum responsibility was, given to NWCD, Ministry of Women and Child Development. The reason is, Anganwadis. Anganwadi centers are under MWCD. Anganwadis are the centers which are in direct connect with 0 to 3 years, of course 3 to 6 years also almost. So to develop a guideline for 0 to 3-year-old, this responsibility was given to MWCD, Ministry of Women and Child Development. They, prepared guidelines for the 0 to 3-year-old. So when this responsibility was given to the MWCD in the 2022, when NCFFS 2022 formed, during that time they decided, yes, 0 to 3 years, please, MWCD can prepare. So this was in 2022. So next year, that is 2023, MWCD made an initiative on May 10th, 2023, that is Portion B, Padai B. I think you all might be aware that Anganwadis are mainly focusing on health and nutrition of the both mother as well as child. So there they are giving nutrition, portion B, and also Padai B. Now they are going to include the Padai B. So this is popularly called as PBPB. Please do remember this slogan, PBPB. Portion B, Padai B. This was launched by Ministry of Women and Child Development on May 10th, 2023, 2 years back, under uh, Saksham Anganwadi and Mission Portion 2.0 scheme. I even give the scheme name Saksham Anganwadi and Mission Portion 2.0. So slogan name is Portion B and Padai B. There is a food availability, nutrition availability, and also Padai. Later, this was launched on 2023. Later, that is 2024, the same Ministry of Women and Child Development, launched another two more programs. One is Now Chetana. Please, all of you remember this word, Now Chetana. Now Chetana is the national framework for early childhood stimulation, ECS, early childhood stimulation. National Framework for Early Childhood Stimulation. This is meant for 0 to 3 years child. And this was initiated, launched in 2024 by MWCD, not by the NCRT. So there is a high chance to ask this, because every aspirant will think when it comes to NCF, maybe NCRT is developed. But here, when it comes to National Framework for Early Childhood Stimulation, NFECS, you can shortly remember it as NFECS, which is applicable for 0 to 3 years, launched during 2024 by MWCD. In the same year, they also launched one more program, Adarshila, a new different terminology. One is Navachetana for 0 to 3 years. The second one is Adarshila, which is meant for 3 to 6 years. You may get a doubt. Sir, already NCF FS 2022 was developed, right? NCF FS 2022 was developed, which is going to focus from 3 to 8 years age. Then why did they prepare this 3 to 6 years again? Already NCF FS 2022 was formed. Then what is the necessity to bring one more national curriculum for early childhood care and education for a group of 3 to 6 years? So as per the guidelines of NCF 2022, according to the guidelines of this NCF FS 2022 guidelines, this Ministry of Women and Child Development, MWCD, developed Adarshila, which is a national curriculum for early childhood care and education for the group of 3 to 6 years. So this is following as per the NCF 2022 guidelines only. But this is a different part. When it was formed recently, 2024. So obviously, when they are going to frame questions, they can frame questions from latest document. It need not be from NEP 2020. It need not be from NCF 2022. Some of the points they can ask from NCF 2024 too. So here we covered two different important points. One is MWCD was the responsible person to create a framework for 0 to 3 years. The name of the framework is Now Chetna. The second one, 3 to 6 years also they developed one more Adarshila as per the NCF 2022 guidelines. And both of these were developed by or launched
Hello.
by Ministry of, yes, ma'am. And both of these were launched by Ministry of Women and Child Development, but developed by NEP-CCD. You can also see this. Just like NCRT, this is National Institute of Public Cooperation and Child Development. NIP-CCD. National Institute of Public Cooperation and Child Development. So they may give this in the exam. There is a possibility. So now Chaitana was developed by NCRT or NIPCCD. So they may give different options. So please do remember NIPCCD developed now Chaitana. NIPCCD developed Adarshila based on the guidance of NCF FS 2022. Am I clear on this, Amma? Are you able to understand? Lot of new points. Try to make your own notes. So are you finding this information is something useful to you? Something new? Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Pallavi. Yeah. Let us move to the second part. So till now we discussed about the first suggestion of NEP 2020 to enhance the quality of ECC. That is related to the curriculum framework. So NEP 2020 gave some suggestions. And according to that, what is the current status I have given? The current status is NCRT developed NCF FS 2022, whereas MWCD developed Now Chaitanya and Adarshila during 2024 with the help of NIPCC. That is the current status. Now, the second suggestion given by NEP 2020 to improve the quality of ECC. So that is through expanded, significantly expanded and strengthened the system of ECCA. They want to focus on institutions, more institutions, and expanding and strengthening the existing institutions. So under the second session, they have given four important areas to focus. The first one, standalone Anganwadis. So Anganwadi centers, we need to focus more. Need to increase the number of Anganwadi centers, standalone Anganwadi centers. The second one, Anganwadi is co-located with the primary schools. Whenever they are going to establish a new Anganwadi, they should keep considering that nearby if any primary school is available, if they are co-located nearby. So that will still, strengthens the conversion rate of student. It improves the conversion rate, reduces the dropouts. And the third one, pre-primary schools covering at least age to 5 to 6 years, located with existing pre-primary schools. So this is the third session to improve the ECCE. And the fourth one, standalone preschools. So this question, even the previous question, exams also they asked in different areas. In order to significantly expand the ECCE, strengthen the ECCE, NEP 2020 gave suggestion to standalone Anganwadis co-located with primary schools, co-located with existing pre-primary schools, co-located with existing primary schools, and standalone preschools. There's the four areas where institution-wise they should focus. And moving to the third suggestion, the authority, implementation authority, who should handle the implementation of authority of suggestions given by NEP. So NEP suggested the oversight of ECCE by the Ministry of MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource and Development. Now we are calling it as MOE, Ministry of Education. According to NEP, they suggested MHRD should have the complete control, complete purview, all the aspects related to ECCE, all the aspects related to early childhood care and education, especially early childhood education, should come under MHRD. This was the proposal they have given, suggestion there. So that there will be a continuity from pre-primary to primary, primary to secondary. For example, why they propose this? You can see Anganwadis. Anganwadis are the common points for both health facilities, health and care, and also education. Now, Anganwadis are under MWCD. Basically, they are under Women and Child Development Ministry. So this Anganwadi, so for certain aspects it is working under a different ministry, and for certain aspect it is working under a different ministry. So the coordination might be slightly difficult, and maybe it may take some time to resolve the issues. That is why NEP felt that all the issues or aspects related to ECCE should be handled by one ministry by coordinating with the remaining. So here, irrespective of the official in charge of the Anganwadi, that is MWCD, official in charge of Anganwadi is MWCD. The policy states that responsibility of planning and implementation of all ECCE curriculum and pedagogy in Anganwadi and preschools should lie with MHRD. So education related service should be with MHRD, whereas health related service they can be with MHFW, Ministry of Health, human, sorry, health and human, sorry, where it is, yeah, excuse me. So as per the requirement, if all are at a single point, it will be convenience to execute. When it comes to the next suggestion, design of learning friendly environment. The Anganwadi centers infrastructure need to be equipped with high quality infrastructure, play equipments, and well trained Anganwadi workers and teachers. This will enhance the quality of ECC. Next session was professionalization of high quality educators for early childhood education. So for ECCE, there is a need of trained quality teachers, quality educators. So for this, initially NEP suggested for existing Anganwadi workers, already present Anganwadi workers, there is a need of training, need to be formed and framework need to be developed by NCRT. Training and framework need to be developed by NCRT. That was in the initial stage. So they have, given a criteria for if the person qualification is 12th class, 10 plus 2. They should be given a 6-month certification program. If those with lower education qualification, that means 10th class and below education qualification, then they need a diploma program, 1-year diploma. And these programs need to be conducted through digital platform, maybe DTH channels and other platforms. Without disturbing their regular schedule, the NCRT should plan these programs. That was the initial suggestion given by NEP. Moving to the next session. Extension of the RT Act. This is one more most important area under ECE. See, ECCE, Right to Education Act, includes, previously it was from 6 to 14 years age. Now, according to our current new structure, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. A student coming from 3 years to 18 years is going to be covered. 3 to 8. So previously under RTE, the free and compulsory education was there for 6 to 14 years. Now NEP is suggesting to add this 3 to 6 years age group and also grade 11th and 12th. So they are suggesting to add down the line below. You can see free and compulsory education as guaranteed by RT Act should be extended downwards to include up to 3 years of early education and upwards to include grade 11th and 12th. So overall, now the Right to Education Act will include 3 to 18 years. This was also a recommendation made by NEP 2020 to strengthen the ECCE, to improve the quality of ECCE, so that the ministries will ensure the free and compulsory education for this age group. So overall, we have seen a different suggestions made by NEP to strengthen ECCE. Now, if you see, as of now, from last 2 decades, what kind of changes happened under ECC? From last 20 years, if I take, what kind of improvement happened in the ECC? So as a summary, I'm trying to put certain key points at the end. First of all, this ECC came under the purview of Ministry of Women and Child Development, MWCD, in 2006. So please remember, ECCE came under the purview of MWCD under 2006. So when MWCD, consider ECCE, they first created a policy, education policy, just like NEP, National Education Policy for normal education. For early childhood care and education, they felt one policy is required, and the first policy was developed in the 2013. You can see almost 2006 to 13, around 7 years time. So MWCD first developed National Early Childhood Care and Education Policy in 2013. So this was mainly focusing on, you know, to promote inclusive and equitable opportunities for the children below 6 years of age. After this, after policy, when NEP came, then NCF scheme. After NEP 2020, then NEP, NCF FS as well as NCF SE was developed. Similarly, after this policy, the curriculum framework was developed. So, National Early Childhood Care and Education Curriculum Framework in 2014 was brought by again same MWCD. So, MWCD brought a curriculum framework in 2014 for ECC. After that, in 2019, after 5 years, 2019, NCRT has developed a preschool curriculum for the 3 years of preschool education. So they developed a preschool curriculum in 2019. After 2019, we all know that NEP 2020 suggested. NEP 2020 was released, and NEP 2020 gave a very clear-cut goal that every child in the range of 3 to 8 years must have access to free, safe, and high quality, developmentally appropriate early childhood care and education by year 2025. So here I said already 3 to 8 years. See, this statement is as per NCF 2022. Initial NEP 2020, they said this should be 3 to 6 years. But now, after the 2022 NCF came, so according to NCF FS 2022, the age range should be 3 to 8 years. They should have free, safe, high quality, developmentally appropriate ECCE. By when? By this year. This is the target. So now you can analyze how far we were able to reach this target by 2025. So later, when NEP 2020 suggested, later that NCF 2022 was formed, that is for foundational stage 3 to 8 years age. This was the next development. After this, we know that WCD gave a slogan, Portion B, Padai B, PBPB in 2023. So NCF FS was 2022. Next year, 2023, May 10th. So PBPB slogan was given. After that, the same ministry MWCD developed Navachetana and Adarshila. Navachetana and Adarshila both are launched by NWCD and they are developed by NIPCCD as per the guidelines of NCF. Hope today I was able to give a lot of different points and different areas. And yes, of course, all these bullet points were not mentioned in the NEP 2020, but still there is a possibility to ask in the exam because NEP 2020 was formed in the 2020. Now 5 years over, whatever changes happened, we need to be updated. So as per the changes, we can answer in the exam. I hope this session is useful for you. How was the session? Is it okay or still need to be improved? Yeah, please kindly inform to your friends and others who are preparing for all kind of teaching posts, whether it is a PGT or TGT, either it is a state level or central level, or still they are pursuing their B.Ed or teacher training courses. Since it is in the free of cost, NEP 2020 is going to rule the country for another 10 years minimum. So if they have an idea of NEP 2020 in the early stages, it will definitely improve their perspective of looking at teaching profession. It will definitely help them, to understand what exactly they were supposed to. So today we are going to launch NEP 2020 digital notes also in our app. You can go through it, and in the next session we will come up with some practice questions on ECCE. So please do prepare the introduction part of the NEP and then up to ECCE. So I will prepare a set of quality questions which are most expected in the exam up to ECCE. Right? As I promised, within this timeline before your exam, we will 100% give you the quality stuff which will be sufficient to answer all the 10 questions in EMRS, PGT, or TGT based on NEP. Not only the 10 questions, even this will be useful to answer the pedagogy based questions in other areas. Uh, when will we start PYQ session? Yeah, Pallavi, PYQs we will keep it little later. The reason is when we are confident on at least 50% of the syllabus area, then we can go through the PYQs. And one more reason, see the previous exam of EMRS happened in 2023. So from 2023, many things are added, especially in pedagogy and NEPs. Many changes are happened. So if we just depend on the PYQs, that may not be useful for us uh, in that great way. So we will try to focus more on the content. Once content is ready, then we will also go with the question practice. I will provide you the best questions on NEP which are not available anywhere. Yeah, thank you all. If you like the session, please do share to your friends and so that it will be useful for them. Even your juniors who are currently under training process, they might be doing B.Ed or D.Ed, so it will be useful for them. Thank you all.